Hello and welcome everybody to episode 13 here on the BaconCraft server. This is Hodag, and today we are trapped in a tiny little box of a room filled with a bunch of ores. It's actually my new storage room that I just finished in the last episode, and I have just laid out a whole bunch of coal. I had multiple stacks. It was building up. It was getting tired of having it and having it not really count for anything, and it was taking up so much space that I literally had to lay it all down so that I can mine it all up, craft it into some coal blocks and into some redstone blocks and some lapis blocks, just to get it out of the way really, because we just moved everything over here into our new storage room and we're getting started on the next project. And I know that some of you guys have been long awaiting this. Some of you have been asking me for redstone videos recently. This is redstone, you guys. We're getting to it finally. Just trying to mine my way out to the exit here so that I can show you guys where we're going to be putting our first farm. It's just this way. Yes, okay, there's my elevator. I knocked out some blocks because I'm going to be replacing this with this. Let's do it now. The first farm that we're going to be making, everybody, I'm going to waste glowstone. Oops. The first farm we're going to be making is our melon, potato, beetroot, and wheat farm. That looks nicer. Good, my elevator works. It's been a little bit laggy lately, so I wasn't sure. And we're going in this direction, you guys. Straight out this way. Now, the problem for this farm here is that it's going to be 34 blocks by 37 or 39 blocks by about 8 blocks tall. That's dark out. I can't see anything. You guys can probably see even less than me. I can't even find my way back down. I'm going to drown if I don't find my way back. Here it is. Okay, sorry. Let me sleep for a second, because I wanted to show you kind of the space from the outside where we're going to be building this thing, even though I don't know if you'll be able to see too much because it is going to be dark out. Monsters nearby. Okay, trust me. We're going out this way. It's the closest piece that is flat, because this thing is like 35 by 35 by 8 tall, something like that. And here there's more of a mountain thing. It's more hilly. This way there's a mountain, even if we build it past our elevator. This way there's a mountain right there, and I don't want to deform the bottom of the ocean too much. I want to actually build to the contour that it is. So on this side we don't have to reshape it much. We're just going to build straight out a little tunnel, a little transition area just like here, and then we're going to open it up, and it's going to be just this huge, massive area. I'm going to go ahead and spend the next hour or 2 or 3, however long it takes, clearing out that giant area. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how we're going to build this thing. Guys, I love building these underwater corridors. It does take some time, but I once hollowed out an entire ocean temple 60 by 60 by ocean tall space, so this is just like nothing to me, and it just seems so fun. I've made this slightly different. I made it like 3 times as long, because over here we kind of had like a section of 5, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we started where our elevator was going to be. So I kind of figured we'd keep it at those sections of 5, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is going to be like that andesite layer here, and then that can count for the next layer. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but this can also count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where going to be our andesite layer, and because after that andesite layer right here we're going to be taking a step up because of the way the ocean looks. I've raised up the ceiling a bit already, and I did that because later on we might want to go this way and out this way with more farms even. So I figured, why not start right now and make it so that we can expand for later. But this is so much fun, you guys. The next thing, I have to make this gigantic area. For those of you who have watched every single episode so far, in the very first episode I said that my norm was basically making gigantic farms. And I think it's time to prove that, you guys. I've mapped out the space where this is going to be, and you can see our tiny little bedroom over there with the elevator. This is how big this farm is going to be. I'm so excited, but I'm going to run out of glass. I am definitely going to run out of glass. It's going to be awesome. And this is called dropping sand and gravel underwater to fill up the water spaces. And this part's called removing all of the sand and gravel that I just put down. But it's starting to get like a bigger space here. That's cool. I love large redstone things. I'm not sure what's worse, just digging out a space underground or emptying out a water space for a project. I don't know. Here we go. This is the last bit of sand and gravel right here. And then all of that fun is finished. It only took like, I don't know, 3 hours, 4 hours altogether, something like that. But I can tell as soon as I turn around it's gonna look awesome. Here we go, big reveal. Let me pick up all these things. Oh yeah. That is a lot of space to build redstone. And we shall build all the redstone. Alright, the first thing we need to do is dig out a bunch of the floor because we're going to be putting a lot of dirt in here. So a little bit of digging in store first. Good work, Hodag. Now the digging has been dug, now it's time to place a ton of the dirt. Okay, sorry I didn't do that on camera, but placing 16 stacks of dirt just isn't the most exciting thing to watch. So here is our platforms basically. Okay, we're going to be planting wheat, carrots, potatoes, and the new beetroot that came in at 1.9. And basically we're going to be auto flushing these fields with water. Now I used to do that with dispensers where you put dispensers all the way across the back, and from over here you'd hit a switch and then water would come out of all the dispensers, flood the fields because water can actually harvest all the stuff for you. It picks it all up, flushes it to the middle, and down here is going to be a water stream that's going to carry it to a specific place. Preferably down into our storage section. We're probably going to have an item sorter though because I don't want to divide them all up individually and run them all separately. We're going to run them all together, and while doing so we're going to separate them all into where they need to go and then feed them into the appropriate chests. But instead of using dispensers, we're just going to use regular pistons because dispensers also cause a lot more lag on servers, and the pistons are going to be a little bit nicer. Plus I've never done it that way. Now unfortunately I need to check because I may have not left enough space here in this back row, and I need to check my design because I might have to back this entire wall up one and that entire wall up one, and that's not going to be very fun. Alright, since the last clip what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've picked green as the color I want to use with these farms because we're farming, guys. It's all about greenness. And all the little holes that you see are places where I basically have to put buckets of water so that I can irrigate all the field. So if you don't already know, buckets of water, 1 bucket of water will irrigate 4 squares in every direction. So I can mark it off with torches here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the end there. And so this will irrigate a whole about 81 squares minus the 1 that it's taking up here, a 9 by 9 area. However, we need to also take into effect how water flows. And water flows only 7 blocks before it'll basically 8 blocks until it'll basically run out. But if you float 7 blocks like this and then drop down, it'll still flow another 8 blocks. So we're going to release water at the very top. It's going to flow down and wash out the entire field and fall into this stream in the middle. Same thing on the other sides. So basically with one pull of a lever, which is going to be up above, we're going to be able to look down this through glass, which is going to be cool, and you'll see when I get there. It's kind of hard to imagine right now. We're going to flick one lever and all of our potatoes, all of our beetroot, carrots, and our wheat is all going to flow to the center. It's all going to flow down a channel in the middle and go off to be sorted and pushed down into our storage system. Yeah, I wanted to do the redstone, but only one problem. I realized that there has to be a layer of glass up here before we can really put the redstone in, or it's going to be very difficult to see and work with. And I didn't have the glass, so I had to go get the glass, and then I wasn't sure what color, and blue stained glass or green or white or whatever, and it just brought that one problem brought me to like a dead stop. So pathetic. But what I did is I had a live stream with a couple of you guys, and I got some feedback. Some people said white, some people were going green with me, and the final sell was somebody they said green because it's the color of oh my god, what is it? Oh my god, I totally forgot. Anyway, they agreed with green. They had a really good reason for it. I like the reason. So we're going with green. So I need to make an entire layer here. Like if I got rid of this, an entire layer at this level where we can walk around and see the whole farm. So I got a lot of glass to put in. I'm going to go put that in, and then finally we can get back and do some redstone. Alright, I'm sorry again, you guys. I'm so excited to get the redstone in that I keep forgetting there's a lot of other stuff that needs to be done in this farm before we can actually do that. So I did get the green glass in up above, which is going to be basically our viewing platform, and also where you activate the flushing system to flush all the farms. I have gone ahead and added these, which I hate right now, but once we get sea lanterns, I'm going to go through this farm and replace all of them. But this is kind of how it's going to go, and this provides a light level of at least 11. 11 in the center, and it just gets brighter on the way out, obviously. And then I've left a little area here. There's going to be an interesting kind of hopper system. I was trying to figure out how to do this, because I still need to get in here to, let's see, how can I do this? And okay. I still need to get in here and be able to walk through here in order to get onto the farms and replant whatever I'm trying to plant. And I enter through here, which would be a door. But there has to be some sort of system where I can walk through here, but then it doesn't leave it open after I walk through, because otherwise some of the entities, some of the potatoes and stuff are going to fly here, and they're never going to be collected, and it's going to be some loss from the farm, which we don't want. So I have devised a system. It's basically right here. There's going to be a hopper with some carpet on top, just to make it look nice, probably some green carpet to match the rest of this. Then below it there's going to be a dispenser. I might even pair up two of these together, so like hopper here, collects it, brings it very to the center here. But I haven't decided about that yet, but there's going to be a bunch of those. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, and I suppose 4? No, we shouldn't need 4 because I can put a door on here. So there should just be 1, 2, 3, the 3 center ones basically, where there's going to be a hopper, and then let me get the rest of my redstone and I can show you how this works. Actually, no, I need to make some dispensers. Let me make the dispensers, then I'll show you how it works. Alright, here we go with these safety systems. Now I forgot one thing already, and it's that everything is going to be pushed into this canal and then flushed in this direction. Now because of that, if we were to have something here, that's actually where a half slab is going to be, and that's where items coming from this way are going to push past. So if it was the same item, say if there's potatoes in this one, and I caught up some of the potatoes and put them into this dispenser and pushed them out here, it might just be stuck there forever and never get picked up by the items that are going past this way, never get bunched up with them, and it would just sit here. So what I need to do is actually put something here. It needs to be just off-centered so that it actually flows into something near. I think that should be far enough. That should be good enough, actually. Let's do... But is that going to mess with the redstone? It might mess with the redstone too. Dang it. Okay, so this is not going to be perfect. But here's what we're going to do. No, we can't do that either, because that's got to be... Oh, man. Okay. Let's see. Replan. Come on. Okay, I rethought it. What I ended up doing is this. I lowered the canal down so that basically we can have our dispensers, which are right here. Dispenser's going to push out this way. We're going to have the hopper feeding into that dispenser, then a hopper right where I'm standing feeding into that, and then a hopper downward into that one so that it feeds straight here, and then here it will fall out into the stream right in front of this torch, which I should move. And now we just have to build the redstone behind that, which I'm making sound like that's going to be the easy part, but if I can remember what it's like, it will be the easy part, and if I can't, then it might end up being the hard part. So we can put a torch there. Now what we're going to do is put a comparator coming out of here. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. Now that's only going to give off a signal of like 1, because it should only be one item in this thing at a time. So we're going to put a repeater to amplify the signal. There's going to be redstone coming out here, 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 and then a redstone repeater going into there with no ticks on it. And then there's going to be here, here, and here. And that's basically going to reset this comparator. And this is going to make the dispenser fire, so that if we put some things in here, whenever there's something in there, it's going to fire. And when there starts to be nothing in there, it'll stop firing. So that's it. So now anytime this picks something up, it's going to go ahead and fire it out into our stream, and this farm should then be lossless, meaning that we are always going to have every single potato and chicken, or no, we're not mining chicken. Every single potato and anything that we get from this farm, we're not going to lose any of it because this farm is awesome, basically. I'm going to go ahead and build the other 5 of these along this little route, and then we'll get to the next thing. Hey guys, check it out. Potatoes come down. Oh, jeez. Oh, there it is. Hey, I have some more of that. Some of that. Oh, man. It works. I love when things work in Minecraft. Okay. I also added in a bunch of glass and some more green stained clay, so I've kind of divided each of the sections. I need to go get more glowstone and fix that in. So basically light this whole thing up without the torches, and I also need to figure out a way to light up the part up top here without that, which will probably end up being glowstone as well, because I don't want to be putting torches anywhere. And then we are good to go, I think. We're going to do the redstone then. So I'll go get the glowstone, I'll put that in, and then it's redstone time. Redstone time, redstone time. Okay, so this is about as easy as redstone gets, you guys. So for those of you not redstone inclined, don't worry about it too much. We're just going to put all of these here. So 8 pistons facing downwards. And then eventually we're going to put some water in here, but I don't want to do it quite yet. I want to go up top here, and I'm gonna have to light this up a little bit better somehow, but we're gonna go redstone dust all along those blocks. That's what's gonna power these pistons. And then because redstone dust doesn't carry forever, the signal I mean, we're gonna have to put some redstone repeater here, because this is gonna be a long signal. It's gonna go for here. You know what, just to test, just to show you, here we go. We'll power that up. Now when powered, the switch is actually going to be in the very center over here, and it's going to wrap around both sides, activate all of them at the same time, but when it's powered, it's going to push down like this. And because it's pushing down like that, the water source blocks that are behind it are going to be contained. And I have 8 water buckets here ready to put the water behind there. And then when it retracts the pistons, the water source blocks are going to flow, and it's going to go all the way down to the center. And that's really all that there is to this farm. It's about, like I said, as simple as possibly you could do with redstone. It's just there's something at the end. You put your source in the beginning that powers it, and that's about it, really. Okay? So, that's about it. Let's throw the water in here just so we can see how this actually goes. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted the middle one. Ah, this is not an infinite source block. Okay. Never mind. Sorry about that. And then we need 2 more on the end. Oop, not those. Before the water pushes me all the way back. Okay, that's all the water. You can see that it drops down this way, and then it flows straight to the center. It doesn't flow over into that, though, because that's all 8 blocks. Now I have my water boots on, so I'm going to fly up here. And I'm going to put this little torch where it goes. Let's put it right here. And you're going to see that it turns off all the water. And then I can replant the farms. And that's as easy as it goes, you guys. So all the pistons are in, all the water source blocks are in, we are ready to flood the fields. I went ahead and tilled up all of the fields just after that clip, and I even went ahead and planted some potatoes and some beetroot and some carrots, which I see growing there already, because we don't have even enough to fill this entire farm at the moment. And when we finally get to the point where we're going to flush it all out, I wanted to have enough to fill the entire farm. But we still have a few things to do. You can see down below in the center there, I've replaced the walls of our trench with green just to kind of match the rest of the farm. I've also put packed ice on the bottom for our item transportation system, which we'll be doing last. But the problem is, this is how I'm getting up here right now. Through the field. And see, I have to do that every time. Now we need, and this was the plan all along, we need to put some stairs in. So I'm going to jump outside of here into the ocean. I'm going to hammer out something right here, a little 2x2, a little gradual staircase up, and the same thing mirrored on this side just cause. And that's going to be how we're going to get up there, little steps. And I put a green block in place because I think we're going to stagger it with half slabs. So here's going to be the first half slab where the blue wall is behind this. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I figured we'd make that top floor 2, and then you could take a left and you walk into the farm up on the top. That's how you're going to get up to the top. This door here is how you get on the bottom And unfortunately, every once in a while, we're gonna have one that I jump off here and trample. But that's why we got some extra hose here, just to take care of that. But I'm gonna go ahead and put those stairs in. We're running out of time, so I'm gonna do it off camera, and then I want to do some of the transportation system on camera so you can see that. And that's 2 staircases all completely done. So you could walk up this side, and you're at the top level, and you can go flush the farms, or you can walk up the other side. It's exactly a mirror image. It doesn't really matter which one you use. Now the next thing we need to do is figure out this item transportation system. Now I'm going with ice because I don't have as much iron as I would like, but basically it falls down here, pushes this way. I'm going to get rid of this torch because now we don't need it because monsters can't spawn in water. And then it can go here. We can put a half slab here. Now what happens is whatever falls down into here goes flushing through, and it will continue underneath this half slab basically on the ice because the ice makes it just rapidly transport. And then we're just going to continue that here. Now every once in a while something might get stuck on the top of here. I'm hoping that if other items come through after it, it'll basically suck it up and continue down this path. It does happen sometimes, but we'll have to see how much of a problem it actually is once it's all done. But there we goes that one. Let me take out these torches because I don't like the torches. And I think there's enough light here from, yeah, we're at 11 from behind here, behind those hoppers, that we're good there for mobs spawning because I don't want this to be a mob farm. And the last one right here, and it goes perfectly right there. Okay, now let's go check it out. Let's try it out because all of our beetroot and our potatoes and our carrots have grown. Look at that, it's great. We're gonna try out the whole system right now. And there it goes, getting all harvested, little lag, getting flushed into that system, and you can see the items flying down that way. I'm gonna go pick them up in a second. As soon as it's all flushed, then we turn off our farm, and we're ready to go harvest again. Just let me empty my inventory here in this chest, and then I'm going to go down and see how much stuff we got, because I only planted a stack of beetroot seeds, a stack of carrots, and a stack of potatoes. And from all of that, we will get... how much? Whoa! Okay, 3 stacks of potatoes, 2 stacks and a little bit of beetroot seeds, 2 poison potatoes, 3 stacks of carrots. So basically 1 stack of carrots or potatoes equals 3 stacks, which is pretty nice. That means this farm is going to crank out about 3,000. If I just planted carrots, it would pump out roughly 3,000 carrots. Wow. That's about 46 stacks, I think, if I did my math correctly before. Now the only problem is we don't want our stuff all to collect here. We want it to collect down here. Everything's going to fall down here because I'm going to block that up here. It's going to fall down here into more water. It's going to push it this way. I'm going to have hoppers starting about here, starting to collect the items. And then the hoppers are going to continue this way. I'm going to fall again. Ah, scary. Hoppers are going to continue this way and then get flushed across this system here, which you see, which is basically going to be our item sorter. Now all of those items, it's going to be seeds, wheat, beetroot seeds, beetroot, and carrots and potatoes. 6 different things are going to get pushed through this system. Now how does that work? It works here. I made a little mock system so that we can check it out. Pretend that in this hopper here, pretend that these are beetroot and these are beetroot seeds, okay? Now the way this works, this top layer here, you can see that the hoppers are going this direction. Those hoppers are going to pick up anything that goes over the top of them, or they're going to continue pushing things through from above because the hoppers are picking up stuff before even here. So basically this is our item transportation system eventually. They're all in these hoppers getting pushed to the left here. Now, they won't fall down to here because the way hoppers work, they actually get sucked down before they get pushed across. But they won't go down to here unless there's something in one of these 5 slots that actually counts. So if this was the beetroot seeds, in fact, let's just do this. And this one's going to be carrots. There, now we can really see the system. Okay, now we got carrots and potatoes. And I need a full stack here to demonstrate this, okay? Here we go. It's free up top. In here we have 41 carrots and 41 potatoes. Now these are our carrot and potato systems. You can see down here we have our carrots and here we have our potatoes. Okay. Now if we put beetroot seeds in here, and they get pushed across. You can see that they're in here. They're just going to pile up in this chest because there was nowhere for them to go. Now you might say that doesn't make sense, but it does. Check it out. Okay, the only things that can go in here are either stone bricks or potatoes. And because hoppers use the first item slot first, before anything else, they're always going to filter through only potatoes. Unless, of course, for some odd reason our farm produces stone bricks, which is going to be ridiculous because there's no reason ever for there to be stone bricks. That's why I picked stone bricks. And here I just picked stone slabs because we can put anything in these 4 spots basically that isn't going to be harvested from that farm, and then it's always going to use this first slot. It's only going to use the stuff coming from the farm. So if I put carrots and potatoes in here, I can put them both in. The potatoes are going to go through, and look at, they're slowly getting pushed. Every time this gets to be more than 41, something happens. Now I'll try to explain this as best as I can. Basically, if you can compare it or here, it's reading what is going into this chest. Now it can only hold 41, 42, 43, 44, 45 items. 45 items is going to extend it a length of only 2 blocks here. Okay, 2 redstone is what you're going to do. What your charge is going to be from this comparator picking up 45 items in this hopper. The second that it gets 46, it powers the 3rd one. You can see it happening here from the carrots. It's powering it, powering it, powering it, powering it, powering it. And then it's going off right away because it filters the item straight through. So it goes 42 and then back to 41, then 42, back to 41. As soon as the carrots, or potatoes, I forget which one this was, I think it's carrots, there we go. As soon as they're all filtered through, it goes back to powering it off. Okay, so basically the second that this one picks up 42 carrots, it's going to power straight through to here. Now because that block is powered, let's go around this side, this block is powered, it's going to power this redstone repeater down here because this block gets powered, giving this a charge. Then it gives this block a charge. It turns this torch off, which right now is powering this block here, which is the hopper right here. There's nothing in it. Now the reason that these items right here aren't just falling straight through to this one is because this torch is powering this block, which is locking this hopper. That is the way redstone works. This hopper is locked. Now the second that this thing gets 42 potatoes in it, it turns this torch off. It allows this hopper to basically pick up the extra potato, and it filters it straight through. Because it doesn't go over to the left first, it goes down first with hoppers. It goes straight into here. Every once in a while you get a weird potato like that in the hopper, but most of your potatoes go straight through to here, and most of your carrots will get straight filtered through to there. And that is how our hopper item filtration system is going to go. There's a million of these online. If you want to go on YouTube and search item sorting systems, you can get exactly how I did this. But that's basically how we're going to sort everything out. So the second we pull our lever, it's going to transport through the ice transportation systems all the way down that giant hole, across a little bit more on ice transportation systems, get picked up by a series of hoppers. I figured out that even with 3,000 items we could use 9 or 10 hoppers and probably safely pick up all the items before they could despawn, which is about 5 minutes. And then it's going to be filtered straight across our item filtering system, which I've already put green here. That's what we're going to use to build all of these things up here. And then it's just going to go into all of our hoppers or all of our chests in the front. And I've already labeled them. We got beetroot, potato, carrot, wheat. And this is beetroot seed, wheat seed, and then just because I want this to be my seed group here, I'm going to put pumpkin seeds and melon seeds in there as well. So that is going to be everything completely done. I'm going to go and do that. It's going to take me some time, but then I'm going to come back and show you guys how it all worked out. Alright, everything is done. I have replanted everything. We have a full farm here. And we're just going to push the flush switch, and we're going to run downstairs and check to see that it's all going into the correct chest. But I've already tried once or twice, and I've made some adjustments. So it definitely is. There's so much food. Look at that. Look at this. Whoa! Okay, let's run down and see it. Now, it does filter in quite slowly, and I definitely had to add a chest at the very end because I forgot about poisonous potatoes, which we're not going to have any real use for. But you can see that it now comes down. The hoppers pick up every last bit of it, or at least it did last time. This time there's just a few of the beetroot seeds chilling there, and if any beetroot seeds filter through, just like that, then they'll get picked up, so it should be fine. We're not going to lose any. All the sorting systems are in place. Looks like right now we're sorting some carrots. I think that's the carrot row. So it does take quite a long time for it to go through 3,000 items at that speed, but there's no need for it to be super fast. And we have our poisonous potatoes at the very end back there that we don't even ever need. So anyway, that is going to do it here, everybody. It's been a long episode, and I apologize for that for those of you guys who did not enjoy the long episode. But this is a huge project to get done all in one episode. So that is going to do it for us. Be sure to like, subscribe, tweet, or comment if you enjoyed what you saw here today. And on behalf of all of the hodags out there who are all hungry, I'd like to thank you for watching, and have a nice day, you guys.